What's up, guys? This is Matthew Burns, and as you can see, what you're looking at right now is the product of what we did last time. I developed the printed circuit board, and now it is ready to be etched. We are going to etch it in this solution of ferric chloride here. I'm making this video literally 5 minutes after the last section of the last one, and so the solution isn't heated up. This device here on the left side of this tank is to heat up the solution. I have it plugged in now. But I just plugged it in, so the solution's not really going to be much warmer than room temperature, so it might take a while. And I'm not going to keep this camera recording for 15 minutes or so. I'm just going to record the first part of it and then take a few pictures at the end, or a short video at the end. So I'm going to hand the camera over to my brother, who's going to be recording this, and I'll continue with this video. Alright, so this board here. Now, if I were to put this in the ferric chloride solution, what's going to happen is the ferric chloride is going to eat away all of the exposed copper. It won't eat what is under this green layer, this photoresist layer. So I'm going to attach a couple of clips to the board. I can trim the board to size later. I know there's a bunch of extra stuff up here at the top, but whatever. This clip is always difficult to get the board on with. No, whatever. One clip. So I'm just going to hang this in the ferric chloride solution and let it eat away at the copper. And that's pretty much all there really is to it. You have more time on this. It's not as fast paced, so you don't have to be right next to it the whole time. It'll probably take about 20 minutes with the temperature of the solution. I don't want to pull that out actually, because then it gets ferric chloride all over the top of this. That's a thermometer though. One thing that I do have to speed it up is this here. It's just a bubbler. It's actually an air pump for a fish tank is really what it is. But it pumps air into the bottom and bubbles the solution. Between that and having it heated up, it actually goes fairly quickly, but it's not heated up right now. So I'm going to unplug what I don't need here without getting electrocuted, I hope. And plug this obnoxiously loud air pump in. And if you wait a minute or two, if you look here, you'll see the bubbles. Actually, you can see it better at the top. But you'll see the bubbles begin to form. Now, you're going to want, this bucket of water, if you look down here, is the exact same bucket of water that I used last time. There's a pretty good volume of water in there, so there's probably not too much developing solution in there, but there might be some. So when it comes time to pull the board out of here, again, you're going to want to immerse it in water. Running water is best, but I don't have any running water or sinks around, so you're going to want to immerse it in water. But again, it's not as fast-paced as developing solution. You have time. So I guess pretty much all there is to this etching is just waiting. So actually, I'll turn off the camera now, and I'll see you guys in 15 to 20 minutes. Alright, what's up, guys? It's almost done etching. I know I shouldn't keep pulling it out like this, but I kind of wanted to show you. As it gets close, there'll be some connections between traces that'll still need to be eaten away. You want to be careful not to leave it in too long, though, because it can eat underneath the photoresist layer, and that's also not good if it cuts away at the trace. So I'm going to put it in for a few more minutes, and then I'll pull it out when it's done, finished product. It's probably only going to take another minute. Actually, I don't have any good jokes or anything, so I might just end up cutting this short and showing you guys the finished product. Alright, what's up, guys? We are back to the last section of etching the printed circuit board, and disaster averted. Seriously. My printed circuit board that was hanging in here from this clip dropped all the way to the bottom, and I had to empty this entire solution of metal-eating acidic crap out of there into a Tupperware, funnel it back in, and save the printed circuit board. The printed circuit board wasn't totally developed by that point, so I used a razor blade. I went away and cut between the traces where they were connected, but for the most part it actually developed pretty well. If you'll notice, that's just copper on top of the substrate. There is still the photoresist layer on top, but there's no copper around the photoresist layer and trace. So what we need to do now is we need to sand away the photoresist layer from the copper to expose the copper so that we can solder things to it. So I had a 400 grit piece of sandpaper for wet sanding around here somewhere, if anybody saw it, because that's kind of important. Here it is. So this is a piece of 400 grit sandpaper for wet sanding, and this here is water, which has a lot of ferric chloride in it. Can somebody run upstairs and can you just fill this with cold water from the tap?
Cold? Okay.
Alright, so what we have here now is the substrate with the copper traces and the photoresist layer just on top of the copper traces. What we are going to do is we are going to wet sand away the photoresist layer and we'll just be left with the traces. The only thing we'll have to do after that, which will go in the next video for sure, is drill the holes for all of the pads and, well, pads for the two exclusive OR gates. So, when my slave labor servant is back with the water, we will begin the the wet sanding. Alright. Thank you. Sorry, Nate. Is the camera okay? Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to actually sand this under the water. And I'm not going to sand it heavily. I'm just going to sand it to very lightly just to get rid of the green layer on top of the copper. Because I don't want to actually, like, sand away the copper. I just want to sand away the layer on top of it. And just enough. You don't need to go crazy with this. And this is just water, so no precautions needed here. Alright, and ferric chloride, whatever. I believe that is it. You can zoom in here. Other than cutting the board to size and drilling the holes, we are done. So I will save that for the next video. We now have our traces complete, and it's almost done. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.